हाय, गुड इवनिंग। यूएस के साइड से थोड़ी थोड़ी क्लैरिटी आना चालू हो गई। चाइना भी अपना स्टांस अब थोड़ा सा सॉफ्टन आउट करते जा रहे हैं। हम लोगों ने लास्ट वीक पहलगांव में एक अटैक देखा, उसके बाद एक पूरा बिल्डअप देखा, न्यूमरस मीटिंग्स देखी, बहुत सारा मोबिलाइजेशन देखा। बट कहीं ना कहीं मार्केट एक अलग ही तरीके से चल रहा है, जो कि एक क्लियर इंडिकेशन नहीं दे रहा है। जो मेन स्ट्रीम न्यूज डेवलपमेंट हो रहे हैं और मार्केट का जो मूवमेंट है वो कहीं ना कहीं इन सिंक नहीं दिख रहा है। और जिस तरीके से लास्ट वीक एके ने लेवल्स दिए थे 23,800 24,800, एक वाइडर लेवल था और एक छोटा लेवल दिया था, कहीं ना कहीं मार्केट उसी रेंज में काम करता हुआ दिखा। तो कंफ्यूजन्स हैं और हमेशा की तरह कंफ्यूजन्स को दूर करने के लिए और नेक्स्ट वीक में क्या क्या हो सकता है वो समझने के लिए चलते हैं एके के पास और समझते हैं। हाय, गुड इवनिंग।
Hi, good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I am okay. I am confused. And I am also sad for a fact that this was the last truncated week that we have seen. Now, the next truncated week will come on 15th of August, and that is
August.
far, far away. Entire month of May, June, July, we have to work all 5 days. So, that is something that is making me sad. But, Chali, that was a joke on a lighter note. But what is happening? Where are we heading?
So like you said that you were confused. Uh, I should say that the situation is such that it may be confusing for many people. In fact, I would like to say that I am also confused.
This particular statement will go down in history because this is the first time in so many several weeks that we have been doing weekly roundup. This is for the first time you are coming out and saying like this. In that case, I am feeling that I have been promoted because if we both are confused, then somehow I am reading it right.
Right.
So tell me,
So, so,
yeah.
so I'll tell you why the confusion. See, there are a set of factors which are pointing towards improvement in the situation of economy consumption. Okay, then there are certain factors which are creating a whole lot of uncertainty. ओके ये दोनों सेट ऑफ फैक्टर्स अभी साइमल्टेनियसली प्ले कर रहे हैं मार्केट में, इसीलिए आप जो देख रहे हैं, जो वॉलेटिलिटी देख रहे हैं आप मार्केट में, वो इसकी वजह से है। किसी भी कोई सेट ऑफ फैक्टर्स ट्रिगर होते हैं, किसी भी कोई सेट ऑफ फैक्टर ट्रिगर होते हैं। तो you suddenly what you see is like 1 week it'll trade in one range and then suddenly it'll take a notch higher or then take a notch down. Depends on which sector is playing. Now, let me put it in perspective. To start with, the good positive factors. Data related to inflation is encouraging. That has triggered rate cuts. Okay. Data related to automobiles in last month. In fact, I was just reading a report. Maruti topped with about 1.8 lakh units, which is again encouraging. FMCG results जो मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम आई थिंक कपल ऑफ वीक्स बैक मैंने आपको बोला था कि डाबर की तरफ से खराब वो आउटलुक आया है कि रूरल डिमांड पिक नहीं कर रही है एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. Other companies have posted great reviews and great guidance. FMCG. Okay. GST collection came in at life high 2.7 lakh crore. Again, that is pointing towards greater consumption.
And it has broken the records which were set in April last year itself. So
Correct.
again, right.
Correct. So one more thing, one more indicator of demand, especially rural demand. You see the results of Hero MotoCorp, and you see the results of Bajaj, the two-wheeler powerhouses. They have done great results. So all these factors, some good, some bad, ये मिला के they are pointing towards some sort of resilience in the slowdown
Hmm.
of demand. जो हम slowdown of consumption की बात कर रहे थे पिछले
Hmm.
दिसंबर से, वो चीज में एक the figures are now suggesting that that might have ended, or it might have picked up slowly. On ground situation अभी क्या है नहीं बता सकते, बट एक्चुअल फिगर्स जो आ रहे हैं, ये फिगर्स
Hmm.
से तो यही लग रहा है. ओके. सेकेंडली, क्वार्टर फोर अर्निंग्स,
Hmm.
टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जितना खराब मैंने एक्सपेक्ट किया था उतना खराब है नहीं. आई वुड largely summarize this as a mixed bag sort of a thing. Okay. In fact, I was just reading one article. It has taken data from this software called Capital Line. It's a large
Hmm.
compilation of listed companies and their results and everything.
Right.
उसमें उसमें क्या है कि उसमें लिखा हुआ है कि रिलायंस आफ्टर, सो इस वीक वी सॉ द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ रिलायंस रिजल्ट. रिलायंस इज द, बट उसमें कॉशनरी नोट में लिखा हुआ है, रिलायंस इज द ओनली लार्ज कैप कंपनी विच हैज एक्चुअली मेंटेन्ड its
Hmm.
margin throughout the year, all 4 quarters.
Right. Right. And
So that
specifically,
is
their retail margin was also something that the street got surprised from, that this kind of margin in such kind of market condition. Right. Absolutely
exactly.
right.
There are some companies like Himadri Speciality, Laurus
Hmm.
Labs. They have their margins have gone better.
Hmm.
Okay, but there are a total of only 26 out of 329 odd companies, which is about 8% companies,
Hmm.
which have shown uh, this kind of movement, either maintaining or getting better.
The top three banks, they have given good results.
Yes. So ये जो 26 to 8% companies है, ये they are highly top level companies, like high beta companies. तो
Hmm.
इसकी वजह से we are seeing a you know kind of resilience in the market.
Okay.
Okay, so mixed bag. When I say mixed bag, that there may be 50% of the companies which have given bad results, or
Hmm.
have shown a contraction in margins, or maybe have not given good guidance for future. Okay, but the top notch, the heavyweights,
Hmm.
have given good results. So it kind of balances out. All in all, अगर आप अर्निंग सीजन की बात करेंगे तो आप इसको खराब अर्निंग सीजन नहीं बोल सकते, इसको अच्छा भी नहीं बोल सकते, खराब भी नहीं बोल सकते, which is why I say mixed bag.
And what do you see the geopolitical situation? Where are we heading in that particular area? Because I think that can, really create a problem in the markets. But somehow the FI buying figures, which are continuously coming in positives, and the way markets are behaving, is it
Right.
something that we are missing out upon?
So, Rachit, actually, no, nothing can be said with a certainty about this geopolitical situation. There is no this thing. See, the way it started after immediately after the attack, the whole country was in extreme shock, obviously, and anger. सो हमने वो सारे प्रोसेसेस देखे जो एक अटैक से पहले किया जाता है, मतलब जो प्रोटोकॉल्स होते हैं, ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग एंड द विजिट टू द प्रेसिडेंट एंड मोबिलाइजेशन ऑफ आर्म्ड फोर्सेस एंड एवरीथिंग. बट इट हैज बीन नाउ 2 weeks and still there is no action. There might, जो आप बोल रहे हो कि एफआई बाइंग तो कंटिन्यू हो ही रही है, वो अनसर्टेनिटी, there might be uh, a there might be a case where this may be resolved in a different way other than attack or war or something like that. There is a possibility. I would not, because so much has been said about the whole nuke thing.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
statement from the Pakistan side that we are ready to use nukes and all that. So it has kind of created a lot of pressure
Hmm.
from across the globe to maintain the kind of, because see, at the end of the day, a nuke war is going to do no good to no
No, no,
one.
that can be devastating. Huh.
Exactly. So so a lot of pressure might be have been created. A lot of geopolitical pressure might have been created by the rest of the world. So
Right.
that might be one reason for delay. This is not a very ये हमारे आपके बोलने से नहीं हो सकता है. This is not कि भाई मूड किया तो अटैक कर दिया. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है. So there is
Okay.
a whole lot of angles that have to be seen, have to be matched, no doubt about it. So there is a small possibility that this might get resolved in a different way
Mm-hmm.
by reducing diplomacy, by talks, or by whatever, by meetings and all that. But again, but जैसे आपने बोला, the uncertainty always looms. Today we are talking, and right now I am saying that this might be resolved in a different way. Tonight that there might be attack, and we don't know. But what is happening there is happening there. You and me cannot predict that. But
And frankly, there is one thing more which is creating more of confusion that the media is not allowed to cover. May it be the mainstream media, may it be the digital media or the social media. None of them are allowed to go there and cover. That is creating more of a sense of inquisitiveness and uncertainty in the mind of people, because now in today's day and age we are living in a situation wherein if the mainstream is not covering, we see it's on WhatsApp, Instagram, it's there. Whatever is
correct,
happening, it's going live. And this is something that for the first time after so many months or years that we are seeing something for which we are not aware as to how the
but
things are happening, where are they positioned, what are they planning. So that is creating more of sense of inquisitiveness or say uncertainty or discomfort, which we all are reeling under. So I really don't know how it pans out to be like. But with so much of confusion, how do you see that we should be heading to the next week?
next week again. Okay, so let me quickly go through what happened this week.
Okay.
If you remember the broad range I gave you last week, we have kind of maintained that week. Again, we had only 4 trading sessions, and
Right.
as I can see on the chart, about two and a half trading session, we stuck around 24,300,
Hmm.
50 points up, 50 points down. 2 full days and half of Monday, I think. And last day, like on Friday, there was another very volatile movement. Okay, another good thing.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. Another like massive movement. So अगर आप end to end अगर देखें, निफ्टी का end to end देखें, तो your weekly low was around 24,000,
Hmm.
24,039, and high was 24,583. Okay, so ये जो
Which we touched today itself.
which we
When
touched today,
right.
and it again it went down
Hmm.
after that. So when what I told you that 23,800 or 24,500, ये broad range जो है, ये range में ही रहेगा. और if we move ahead,
Hmm.
we will come back. Or if we move down, we'll come back. For the अच्छा, simultaneously, if you see the chart for VIX has clearly moved up from about 17 to almost 20. It touched, and it closed at about 18.5. It is
Okay.
consistently going up. Okay,
Hmm.
that is one more problem. That VIX is consistently going up. Nifty technically has become on the very strong bull zone, I would
Okay.
say, because now 200-day moving average is comfortably above. We are above 200-day moving average. So medium term bullishness can be seen as far as trading position is concerned. I see the next week maintaining the same range
Acha.
and
Okay.
not
Hmm.
much. However, I would not see 23,800 as a lower level support now. I would up that to 24,000, because now there's a full week that we have spent above that level, and while we did make an attempt to go down,
Hmm.
it was again bought into. So I feel that 24,000 up break करने के लिए we need some fresh
Trigger.
बैड न्यूज और बैड ट्रिगर्स और नेगेटिव ट्रिगर्स, उसके एब्सेंस में मुझे नहीं लगता है कि 24,000 ब्रेक करना चाहिए नेक्स्ट वीक. अगेन, another week if it spends in this range, I may be able to up my lower level support further up. But right now, I am still on a cautionary note telling everyone that please keep 24,000 as a lower level support. On the upper side, again, 24,650, 24,700 is something that I see. Unless it sustains, we cannot talk about the next level. तो वो मेरे को वो अभी भी वही लगता है. तो मैंने वही 1000 पॉइंट की रेंज जो मैंने लास्ट टाइम दी थी, वही उसको मैंने 800 पॉइंट कर दिया है. सॉरी, 600-700 पॉइंट कर दिया आपके लिए. 24,000 से 24,650. दैट्स अबाउट इट. एंड अगेन व्हेन आई से 650 पॉइंट की रेंज, प्लीज उसके बीच के जो 200-300 पॉइंट है उसमें खेलिएगा, एक्सट्रीम्स में मत जाइएगा. द मोमेंट इट्स
I was about to ask that question. It was there in my subconscious mind, and I was aware as to how the answer would come out. But you have already answered it.
Yeah. So as it moves towards any end of spectrum in this range, please try to be without any positions. Please do not, because that is a point जहां पे कोई भी ट्रिगर अगर आएगा तो it may break out or break below at a level where then it अगर आपकी उस रेंज में पोजीशन अटक गई तो फिर आप स्क्वायर ऑफ करने का आपको टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. इसलिए
Right.
when we are reaching towards the fag end of these range, either up or down, you should try to be off positions.
This is something that is really important for all of us to understand, because usually what happens when we get a range, no, we try and get the best possible price. So if you have given us an idea that the downside would be 24,000, most of us would plan to place the bids at 24,010, 20, 40, okay,
Yeah.
40 points or 30 points of stop loss, and then we have the entire. And this thing usually doesn't happen that easy. So yes, this is something that all of us should make a note of, that we should have our own stop losses and targets, but this is the broader range in which inside this range we have to take the trading position. And till the time there is no big trigger coming in, for this entire week we'll be trading somewhere in between 24,000 to 24,650 or 700.
Yeah, that's right.
Chaliye, it was amazing talking and knowing, and frankly, also knowing the fact that you are equally confused this time as just like all the other audience. And so I'm certainly very happy. There is a, this side of yours that we have seen today. But Chaliye, jokes apart, it was amazing learning, amazing talking, and hope to see you next week on Weekly Roundup. Till then, have a happy weekend and thank you.
Happy weekend. Bye bye.
Bye bye.